so you do the entire vehicle, and then when you're done, you can immediately go to coating. So no wasted time, no IPA. You don't have to IPA this, right?
No, sir.
You're ready to coat right on top of it.
And again, the easy math for the detailer is, hey, no IPA wipe, because that's just, oh great, saves me time, saves me money, minimizes risk. I always want to reinforce, there's a more important element here. We're delivering a better end product to our customer. Or at home, you are delivering to yourself. You're going to get the as advertised results of whatever nanotechnology protection goes on top.
Yes, and there's this slick feeling on the top. I like that.
What's going on, guys? It's Tony here from Ralda's Details, and today I'm here with Chris from Dr. Beasleys.
How you doing, Tony?
Pretty good, man, pretty good. So anyways, guys, today we're gonna be talking a little bit about the NSP products, which, as you guys know, I've been kind of talking a little bit about them, but what a best way to kind of show you guys how these products work. I'm not an expert with them, but we got an expert over here. So we're gonna be kind of showing you guys how these products work. So I'm pretty excited to learn with you guys. So let's do it. All right, Chris, so if you don't mind, can you please explain us how these products work and why they are so good?
So the key to the nano surface primers, and really what gets the headline is, no IPA wipe required. That's right. You can go directly from paint correction into your paint protection step without having to worry about that IPA wipe. And that is because these nano surface primers are formulated with what's called nanogel. So the carrier in a typical traditional polish or a traditional compound is going to be a mixture of silicones and oils and other things to keep that abrasive lubricated as it rides across the surface. Well, instead of using those elements, which are considered contaminants in the eyes of a ceramic coating, now we are using that same nanotechnology that we're using as a ceramic coating that we're using in the protection step. We are now using that same nanotechnology in the correction step. So this way, the correction and the protection are working with each other now instead of fighting each other. So this way, as we're abrading the surface and we're correcting that paint, getting that smooth finish to bring out that gloss, we are now laying down that layer of nanotechnology, or as I like to refer to it, that bottom layer of Velcro, waiting to accept that top layer of Velcro or that nanotechnology protection step that's going to come. And that's how we get the most durable possible bond of that ceramic coating onto this clear coat. This is how you deliver the as advertised performance of whatever ceramic coating you put on top of nano surface primers.
That's amazing. All right, so that was a lot to me, but we get the point. But anyways, the point here is that we want to save what? Time.
Saving time. Time is money. We're also minimizing risk. If we don't have to touch this, I mean, GM Black, folks, we all know the enigma that's GM Black. If we can touch this paint less, we are saving time, we are minimizing risk, but again, most importantly, we're delivering a better product to our customer. We are making our customers' lives better by prepping with nano surface primers before we lay down a nanotechnology protection.
That's right, because sometimes I'm working on some vehicles that they are so finicky, and then when I'm doing my IPA wipe down, you know, like I'm kind of introducing like some sort of scratches at the same time. So that would be nice. I mean, that's nice, you know, by kind of just finishing, you know, doing our polishing stage and then apply the coating right on top of it. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right. And now we can kind of, enough talking, I would say.
Yeah, let's get to the business.
Yeah, let's get to the business. So we're going to be testing out these products here, and we're going to show you guys, like, this is the real world, hands-on, and let's try these products, guys. So let's do it. All right. So first step.
First step is to ensure that we have a surface that's clean of any loose debris, wax, or anything like that. So this is where any paint correction here at Beasley's starts with our product called Prep Wash. So this is a 100% inorganic formulation that is going to strip off any waxes, any kind of shine enhancing elements, and this is going to expose all those defects in our paint. Because after all, if we can't see it, how are we going to correct it? So let's start by exposing all the defects. Fairly liberal with the application. Don't need to see it running down, but we don't want to be chintzy with it either.
So with that, if you have any waxes in the vehicle or stuff like that product is gonna kind of
Exactly.
remove them as
This
well.
will, and the other place this product works really, really well is also on a clay lube.
Okay.
You know, so it doubles as not only as a preparatory, a surface prep, but it also can double as a clay lube as well. It does quite well as that. Now I will say though, if you're doing mobile detailing or something like that, in the warmer climates or in the Southwest, I know a lot of our guys, what they'll actually do is cut this 1-to-1 with water to kind of extend it. Because otherwise up here in the north, not as hot, this doesn't flash off quite as fast. Down in the south where it's hotter, it's gonna flash off faster. Cut it with water, you'll get a longer work time out of it.
All right, cool.
Cool.
All right, so the second step is get into the polishing stage, which I would like to put my hands on it.
Absolutely.
Which I already did it, but I wanna kind of try it here, you know, if you don't
Absolutely.
mind.
Please, please.
All right. So what will you recommend to me in this case? We have this card, which this is not as bad, if we want to call it that way. Other way, there you go. We got some lights right there. And there is some scratches here and there, you know, but maybe,
Here is really.
let's see, there you go. Now you guys can see what we are dealing with. So there you go, there's a lot of scratches over here, like scroll marks, that type of things. So let's try to remove those ones there. All right, so what is your recommendation in this case?
So, you know, as best practices in detailing, we always start at the lowest rung on the ladder of aggression and we work our way up. So the lowest rung would be our 45. Again, the numbers refer to the size of the abrasive.
Okay.
So 45 is our finisher, 95 is our fine cut, 150 is our heavy cut. And if we go move down to the pads over here, same order. We have our orange pad, which is our polishing pad. We got our blue, which I like to call a heavy polish or a light cutting pad. Here's our gray, our forest gray pad is a heavier cutting pad, and then we have our most aggressive pad in the micro wool.
Okay.
Now, this is GM Black. You and I know this, Tony. GM Black, very well known, world famous for being a bit of enigma, soft and finicky, so I can all but guess we're gonna be with NSP 45.
Okay.
Really the question is it an orange pad or a blue pad?
That's a good
That's what we
question.
got to determine.
Okay. How would you determine that? Like, will you do like a test panel? Obviously, you're gonna try with the less aggressive. and
Absolutely.
See what it does.
I mean,
And then-
this is where I go to the school of Mike Phillips. You know, we do the test spot. Because
Okay.
obviously if we can dial in the test spot, in theory, we can blindfold ourselves, repeat that same process all the way around the car, and we should be able to repeat those same results no matter where we are on the vehicle. So
Gotcha.
I'm a big believer, it all starts with the test spot.
That's right. All right, so let's do a test spot over here.
Let's do it, Tony.
So we got our polisher, Flex,
Got the Super Beast.
Super Beast.
If you want another machine, I got other machines too, but I
No.
just figured that's what you bought, so that's what
I
have
got
here.
this one.
Okay.
So I got these.
That's my favorite machine, so
Okay.
I like it.
All right, so I believe that's good. Yep. All right, now when it comes to how much product should it put to prime the pad and all that stuff, let me see. Yes, we are good. How much product should it put on this pad in order to do our test spot? Or to prime it?
To prime it, you know, something like this, I'm typically gonna go, you know, anywhere from 2 to 4 dots depending on the surface area. I think to prime it, this is a brand new pad we just opened up, so I'm gonna go 4 dots, which honestly is probably a bit excessive for a smaller test spot. But, you know, like I said, I wanna get this pad primed up and make sure we have enough product on there. Now, a little trick I just wanna show you. A lot of people, one of the things about the nano surface primers is how thick they are, and they sit on top and don't soak into the pad. But one of the problems with that is it can then fall off your pad if you're not real quick with your flip. So what a little trick that I can do is I'll actually put my little tab there and I'll just give it one of those. And just by kind of pressing down on the pad there, I've now kind of attached it. So that way it just won't fall out as much. So I can give you one there, I'm gonna give you another one here, and then one last one there.
Okay, all right. And you test spot like 2x2 section?
Yeah, thereabouts. I mean, obviously with the C8 Corvette, there's not a straight line on the thing, so it makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, but let's move the camera over here, guys, in order to, there we go. So let's try this section over here.
So it lays down like a traditional polish or compound.
Okay.
But really where the difference is you're gonna see the working cycle. And where people have to get used to it, as opposed to a traditional polish or compound, is when we're not seeing it on the surface anymore.
Okay.
Like right now would be an absolutely miserable takeoff. So the idea is we wanna work this till we almost don't even see the product on the surface anymore.
So I'm gonna work it out much as that I can. All right, let's do it. What do you think about that?
Well, we still got a lot of product on the surface, but why don't we check and see what the results are?
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like right now, if I wanted to finish on this, I can tell just by looking at this is going to be a little bit more difficult takeoff because there is just so much product still on the surface. But yeah, I mean, let's keep on going then.
All right, let's keep going.
There we go. Now we're starting to get there. So you can see how we're starting to see those concentric circles start to kind of fade out. Okay. That's really where you want to see, like I want to start seeing bare spots. Quite honestly, we probably had enough product to do this whole entire hood on that.
Yeah, that was a lot of product.
That was a lot of product, no doubt about it. But I do like to prime them. Probably should have went with 2 dots, but let's just see how what our results were. I mean, I'm not even seeing any flaws in that paint. There's still a little product on the surface.
Yeah.
But I mean, here, you tell me, Tone, what do you think? I mean, I don't think we need to get any more aggressive than that. I think it's orange pad and 45.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
And again, you know, the enigma that is GM Black. This is, you know, talk to our mutual buddy Phil Miranda. I mean, this is his key to unlock this enigma right here.
Yeah.
So I think we found our process. So you know, it's NSP 45 with our orange polishing pad.
That's great. That's great.
And the beautiful thing about this is we're going to be able to go correct this entire car and then go straight to coating. No delays.
All right, guys. So there you guys have it. Now, question over here. Since we got we still got some product, we're gonna remove it, you know, stuff like that. But we still got some. It looks like a little bit of hazy on top of it. Can we coat right on top of that?
Yes. So there's going to be a couple things that are unique to nano surface primers. Number one, you know, if you do get this little bit, because you can almost see like in my light, it's like a starburst. And all that is just a little bit of NSP still sitting on the surface.
Okay.
What that is actually symptomatic of is using too much product or not working it long enough. So we should probably lighten up on the next round of product, and so that way we can really finish it out. But the reality is, I can coat right over this, and it's gonna pull off. This little bit of light haze, not a big deal. Now the other thing that you'll see from time to time tends to be 45, and it tends to be on repainted black more than on anything. Sometimes you get, you know, factory black, but it tends to show up on repainted black paints, what we call ghosting. So ghosting is, I got the panel perfect. It looks gorgeous. And now I'm gonna move in, I polish the fender. Stand up, let me stretch my back and wait a minute, that was perfect. When you had it perfect and it comes back at you, that's the ghosting. Now what you're seeing there is that matrix of anchor points that are waiting to accept that coating that's gonna come on top of there. So once again, we're gonna coat right over it. So professionally, you know, ideally in an ideal situation, I don't want to see that haze. I want to see it finish out perfectly every time. But I can't tell you, 95 is great at that. You know, if you're one step, most professional detailers, their go-to with the one step is NSP 95 with the blue pad, HDO blue pad or an SDO blue pad. With 45, it has that amped up nanotechnology, so it can leave a little bit more haze behind, so that's why you can push it even further than some of the other NSPs. Like I find 45, and you saw it here, Tony, I mean, you could have rode those 4 drops, we could have rode that back out to Car Supply's warehouse, you know? That's how long we could have rode that pad for. So I will say with sometimes, again, you get that ghosting or you get a little bit of that haze, I'm not freaking out. I'm just gonna go ahead and coat right over it.
Okay, good to know. Good to know, man.
Absolutely.
Because people will ask, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's, like I said, Phil Miranda, he loves these products and he's been using them. So he kind of
now, a lot of times,
experience with them.
A lot of times you'll have people that are new to nano surface primers that'll go back to old techniques that are rooted in traditional compounds and polishes. And that means you're going to use too much product. And then you can get something what we call cementing. So if you take your pad and you go 2 rounds around your pad and put it on a hood, that's never going to come off. You're going to put your towel on there, and the microfiber is going to go and hit the brakes. So if you have entirely too much product on the surface, where your towel is just hitting the brakes, and you get what we call cementing, because remember, nanotechnology is in this. So, you know, it can get hard. It can cure just like a coating, okay? So if you get cementing, the fix is pretty easy. Go get some distilled water, or, you know, DIRO or whatever, but get some distilled water, a little spritz on the surface, and you'll pull that right off.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
You know, and we can even, I'm gonna show you here, Tony, like even this haze that's left here, let me grab a little bit of DI water real quick. Deionized water. So what I can do here, if I want to pull, see we got all this haze kind of right here from that leftover NSP.
Yep. One spray.
There we go. Now it's looking good. Very nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, Rick. We didn't get it. Yeah, Rick. Okay. You know, tough crowd over here, man. Tough crowd.
All right. So, anything else they want to touch on?
I think we kind of nailed it, you know.
Now, the next step on this is you guys gonna do any coating?
Yeah, we're gonna do a Nano Resin Pro. So, yeah, I mean, let's do the rest of the hood, and we'll get the hood done, and then we'll coat the entire hood, and then. Okay.
So you guys just gonna kind of go over the application? Or, okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so there you guys have it. Now, we already learned how to prep the paint before we apply the ceramic coating. And if you guys want to watch how to apply the ceramic coating, make sure to go to Rod's Garage. I will set his YouTube channel on the description down below for you guys to check out that video. Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
And remember, Tony, everyone out there, it doesn't have to be a Beasley's coating. When you prep with nano surface primer, this is prepping for any nanotechnology coating. So as long as it's nanotechnology, as long as it's ceramic-based technology, it's gonna benefit from correction by nano surface primer.
Amazing, guys. And if you guys want to purchase their products, you guys can go to Car Supply's warehouse, and don't forget to type Ralda 10 in order to save 10% on anything that you guys purchase. Thanks for watching. I will catch you guys on the next video.